This is in no way me convincing y'all to drop out. This is simply just a video of my experience, what I'm going through as a dropout of 4 years, and what this channel will be more based on. If it's just me finding my footing in my 20s, not going to school, this is going to be a safe space for everybody who's in school, not in school, kind of lost in life, kind of like me, learning things as a dropout and trying to navigate it. Some days I would say I feel pretty behind, just comparing myself to those around me all the time. I have colleagues, I have friends, I have relatives who are either in school or like secured a job, they have their degrees. And when comparing myself to just anybody else who has stepped into a university or college hall, I already feel behind. And it makes me feel like, damn, maybe I have wasted these past 4 years not doing anything with my life. But at the same time, I have to flip a switch in my brain and remember that I have been doing a lot with my life. And it took a lot of relearning a system that was taught to us of you gotta do the whole 12 years of school and then you get to choose your career path and then you get to go to school for another 2 to 30 years until you get the career that you want. Rewiring my brain to realize that, hey, just because I'm not in school doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. I'm still doing what needs to be done. The passion meter is still being filled. I was only 17 when I graduated high school. Technically I was ahead or whatever because I went to school a year early, and I think a lot of new growing has happened since then. I'm in my 20s now. I understand that, hey, it's okay to be behind sometimes. You can always catch up, you can always get ahead. You just have to work on what fills you, what you enjoy, but also know that there's limits and you kind of have to understand when to sacrifice. But I would like to think that in those 4 years of graduating high school, one thing has never changed, and that is my absolute love and passion for this. I started YouTube as a very young kid with a lot of different attempts over the past years, and this one finally having some type of landing. Vlogging and just documenting my life is something I've always done as a child. Being able to encapsulate my memories into video format and editing it in a specific way to kind of relive it in the future. I loved watching my favorite YouTubers, my favorite content creators, traveling, you know, talking about their lives, what they're going through. It makes you feel connected to people, and so seeing this piece of work be put together and then shared. I love traveling, I love buying clothes, I love wearing clothes, I love trying to make it work, taking as many good photos as I possibly can, building an overall brand for myself that others could see, recognize, enjoy, and resonate with. I knew from the very beginning that this was what I wanted to do. I knew that school was never going to be an option for me, so going as deep into this as I possibly could just to fuel myself and then be able to share that with others was the driving point for me. As a kid, you're invincible, you think everything's possible, you think nothing can come really harm you, especially when it comes to doing things that you enjoy doing. So for me, first starting this out, I was very in on it. I was like, this is possible, this is like where I'm gonna go. And then it kind of snowballs into this reality hitting moment when you realize that maybe it wasn't the best idea to just go all in on this and not have any backup plans. And that's when you start to get into this cycle of imposter syndrome. Feeling stuck creatively in a hobby, in a career that you're so passionate about is terrifying. You see the calendar constantly getting away from you and constantly changing. You're flipping through calendars, you're writing new schedules down. It makes you feel like the arms on the clock are racing against you. So not only was I fighting the clock of, hey, I have not been in school for the past 4 years and I still don't have much to show, kind of. But while at the same time, I was also fighting with what I was seeing on the camera. Me, was that enough? Was I doing things correctly? Why am I not doing this that well? Again, it's the mentality of when you first start, you think you're invincible. You think that everything will go smoothly. I'm set, let's go. And then you start to hit all these bumps and it really tests everything. I'm not one to be really good with words, so I'm gonna put you guys on a song called Nostalgia by Tate McRae. I got to hear the song live not too long ago. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. I feel like that song kind of encapsulates a lot of what we feel. Regret about unfulfilled passions and hobbies and dreams that you never get to. Self-sabotage and disappointing those around you, the loved ones. All of that is kind of encapsulated in there. And so I would say that that is probably a song that's very easily relatable to and would describe exactly how I'm feeling, if none of this makes sense. Now, my parents are immigrants, so they came here, basically sacrificed everything so that my sister and I could have a better life. So of course, the conversation of, hey mom and dad, I'm not gonna go to school after high school was definitely a difficult one, and one that led to a lot of hesitation and worry. I was a pretty good student, which is I think what made them really shocked by it. But then that also meant that I now had all of this that I had to prove to them, that going to school for me personally wasn't gonna be the greatest, and that I could do something much better that I would be much more happy with and still be successful in it. So I got a job in retail. I've been working in about retail for like over 4 years now. I'm quite proud of the roles that I've been able to land in different stores here and there. Not to toot my own horn, but I am very proud of the resume that I've built. I think me progressing through those different jobs and different levels at those jobs was what kind of made them stop worrying so much, because I was able to float on my own. And I think for the longest time they were mostly worried about what type of content I was doing. They weren't sure, or they didn't really know what was going on, but now they know that I basically just film myself talking to a camera, and that I take photos, and that I just show clothes and stuff. So it's gotten a lot better, and I feel like the pressure is definitely lightened, but at the same time I still have all of that I need to prove, whether it's to myself or to them. I'm still not sure. And now, welcome to the brand new studio that I'm sure some of you guys might recognize. This was the original room I started when I first started off my channel. I was filming a lot in here. It then became our podcast room, and now it has become a little studio because we're upgrading this year. A lot of space to work. A lot of different and scary changes have happened. I know it's all gonna be worth it just to enhance and further push me to progress. I've secured a brand new job that is completely separate from my online life. I personally am very excited for this next chapter of my life. Very worried, of course, that's just what comes with it. It's gonna be another year of being a dropout. To all of those who are going back to school, congrats, good luck. For those of you who are not in school, done school, or looking for a job, lost, or if you're in high school and you have those downing thoughts, just know that we've all been there. Just remember that nothing is really a race. It's just go at your own pace. You know what's best for yourself. You have those around you that you can always go to ask help for. And for a while, I think that my channel kind of lacked a personality, or just lacked a niche. I was kind of just randomly vlogging all the time, but I definitely want to turn it into a discovering my 20s as someone who's not taking the traditional route. Just so if there's anybody out there who either just wants to watch me for fun or wants to watch me for, you know, relatability, I'll be here. The word lock in has never been spoken that deeply before in my life, but I think it's time to really lock in now. Prove to myself and prove to all of you that I can really do this. And yeah, so whether you're new here or you've been here for a while, I want to thank you anyways. This is what I'm doing with my life now, and I'm not gonna give up until it is successful. So, yeah.